Hello, welcome everyone to the Smudging Sage Tarot. Before we begin, I like to clear the air with some sage, sweeping away negativity and confusion. This helps us focus with the clarity and the light as we dive into the new series of videos designed to deepen our knowledge of the timeless art of tarot. Together we'll uncover the secrets of each card one by one. Whether you are a curious beginner or a seasoned reader, this journey will help you connect more deeply with the cards. Tarot has been used for centuries by mystics, seers, and even royalty. Yet its origin remain a mystery. Some suggest roots in the Far East or India before it arrived in Europe during the Middle Ages. While the history may be uncertain, the Rider-Waite deck, which is this one with these drawings, created in 1910 by Arthur Edward Waite and illustrated by Pamela Colman Smith, revolutionized tarot by introducing detailed drawings on every card, especially in the minor arcana. So, a standard tarot deck contains 78 cards, okay? 22 major arcana, okay? And those represent fundamental life energies, changes, and deep psychological themes. And then we find 56 minor arcanas, divided into suites. Each one is a suite, okay? So it's a room. Let's imagine it as a room with all those characters. And with the minor arcana, we are more into gossips, events at work, everyday life. You know, it's not like big life changes. It's really the day-to-day events. And the Rider-Waite deck, often called the Smith-Waite deck, remains the most influential and widely used tarot deck today, forming the basis for many modern interpretations. So now, without further ado, let's dive into the lesson of the mysterious Hierophant, also called in some tarot decks the Pope, il Papa. Here we are. So, the Hierophant embodies the essence of a tradition, spiritual authority, and institutionalized wisdom. You see why it's really, we can tell the same for the Pope, right? He represents the guiding principles of established beliefs and practices, contrasting the chaos of unstructured approaches. His role is to provide spiritual and educational guidance, facilitating the nurturing of your inner self through structured practices, okay? So, the key themes of the Hierophant are tradition and conformity, which emphasizes adherence to established norms and systems. Spiritual guidance represents mentorship for spiritual and educational leaders, okay? Then another theme is learning and wisdom, encourages following conventional paths to gain knowledge and order and stability, which offers a structured approach in contrast to chaos. Okay, so this is really a kind of you have this order, you see, against chaos, structure, kind of what we said about the emperor, but here we really feel the spirituality. You see what I mean? So let's go through the meanings now. The stuff with the 3 crossbars. Okay. Symbolizes spiritual authority and connection between divine and earthly realms, almost like an antenna, right? It reminds me, sorry guys, no offense for the Hierophant, but this really reminds me of the antenna we used to have on the buildings back in Italy to watch TV. And no offense, of course, to the Hierophant, but it is really the connection through the higher levels to this level of understanding, okay? Then we have the 2 fingers pointing up again, you see? So 2 pointing up and 2 pointing down, okay? Those represent the link between heaven and earth and divine blessings. So we have, those guys have been so mysterious for me and so intriguing, those 2 persons here. That could be whoever of us, you know, the disciples, you see, those figures often depicted with the shaved heads, which I find it a very vulnerable place to be shaved, right? Symbolizes seekers of wisdom, kind of a blank tale, okay, or blank canvas to receive knowledge through the head, right? So their shaved heads can signify a renunciation of worldly attachments, focusing purely on spiritual learning and guidance. They are often seen as students or followers in a spiritual or educational context. Okay? So the keys, you see the keys here on the floor, so on his feet, right? Represent access to hidden knowledge and the unlocking of deeper spiritual truth. Then we have the crown here and the throne. The crown, I think there is a word, and I know the word in Italian for the specific, the crown of the Pope, okay? It's called papal tiara, okay? Tiara. And it's very specific, it's quite unique. And denote divine authority, and then the throne, structured control within spiritual and societal systems. The red rose here, can you see the red roses? Red roses are always something that attracts people, imaginary, and there is a lot connected to the red rose, like Rosicrucians, and then we go there into the occult. And I will, for the sake of this lesson, just to give you this meaning, okay? The rose typically represents love, spiritual development, and the blossoming of higher understandings. Its presence on the Hierophant card signifies the connection between spiritual love and the growth of wisdom, as well as unfolding of spiritual truth. You know, when the rose blossoms, oh my God, what a beautiful, beautiful natural event. So, what does it mean when we find, or the Hierophant shows himself upright in a reading? He advises adherence to conventional wisdom and traditional practices. It suggests seeking guidance from a spiritual leader or wise elder to help achieve our goals and navigate life's challenges. This card indicates a period of personal spiritual growth and the importance of learning to choose your battles wisely. It emphasizes the value of following established path and integrating spiritual or educational teachings into our lives. So, let's give some examples of everyday life when the Hierophant shows up in a love and relationship related reading. Just a second, a sip of water. Okay. In a love and relationship reading, the Hierophant suggests following traditional values and norms such as commitment and long-term planning. It may indicate also, like seeking advice from a counselor or elder to strengthen our relationship or align it with shared beliefs. This card emphasizes stability and following established patterns in love. When it shows up upright in a work and career related reading, the Hierophant points to working within established structures and following company policies. It suggests learning from mentors or adhering to traditional professional paths for growth and success. This card values stability and conventional methods in our careers. So, what does it mean when we find it in a personal and spiritual growth related reading? When he shows up right, the Hierophant advises engaging with the traditional spiritual practice and seeking wisdom from established sources. It highlights the importance of structured spiritual guidance and following established teachings to enhance personal growth and understanding. But now, we are curious, what does it mean the Hierophant reversed when he shows up in a reading? What is the meaning? When reversed, the Hierophant warns against becoming too rigid in our beliefs, which may hinder personal growth. So, while following rules can be really beneficial, this card suggests that you should also trust your intuition and apply common sense. Okay? So, the idea that comes to my mind now is like, let's say, I give an example. Somebody is born in a specific religion that it's quite tight, it's quite limiting and can prevent you to fully live your life or harm somehow somebody. There your common sense has to kick in, you see? Because when we talk about establishments, we are talking like the watch, the time on the watch is a convention, kind of, in the reversed meaning. You see what I mean? That's the energy. So, while following the rules can be beneficial, when he shows up in reverse, it means that your common sense has to apply. Okay? It encourages questioning and challenging traditional wisdom when necessary, right? While still acknowledging that some conventional knowledge may still be valuable. Okay? The reverse indicates a need for balance between adhering to tradition and embracing personal insights. So, this is probably one of the few cards that in reverse shows even more wisdom, okay? And also makes me think about critical thinking, correct? I want to hear from you if you feel like. So, what does it mean when the tarot card, the Hierophant, shows in reverse in a love and relationship reading? He indicates a need to break from conventional relationship norms or societal expectations. It could signify a non-traditional relationship dynamic or challenges in conforming to standard rules. This card advises exploring our own values and beliefs in love rather than adhering strictly to societal standards, okay? Which also gives more room for real love and the reality for the sake of the relationship. And remember, always common sense, okay? So, what does it mean when the Hierophant shows in reverse in a work-related, career-related reading? The reversed Hierophant in this situation suggests questioning or diverging from conventional career paths and structures. It may represent dissatisfaction with traditional work environments or a desire to innovate and create new methods. This card encourages exploring new ways to approach our careers while still valuing useful traditional practices. And what does it mean when the Hierophant shows up in reverse in a personal and spiritual growth reading? He suggests exploring your own spiritual path outside of the conventional practices. It warns against being too rigid in your beliefs and encourages trusting your intuition. This card signals a time for personal exploration and possibly breaking free from traditional spiritual constraints. Okay, so always common sense, critical thinking. Okay, so guys, please, I was about to forget to tell you, please like, share and subscribe. It will help immensely this channel to grow. Thank you. So my final words about the Hierophant. Let's put him in. Next card is the Lovers. The Hierophant, as I said earlier, also known as the Pope in some decks, brings a message of a balance between following established traditions and exploring personal insights. His symbols, such as the red rose, the two disciples with the shaved hands, and the staff with the 3 crossbars, highlight the interplay of spiritual guidance, wisdom, and the growth of understanding. Whether upright or reversed, the Hierophant invites us to consider how tradition and personal intuition shape our spiritual and practical life. My dear magical souls of the Smudging Sage Tarot, I want to send you the wisdom, the practicality, and the follow your gut feeling energies of the Hierophant, so connected with the higher realms, to you with love and gratitude for being here. Until next time, bye.